Yo, Drip Feed fam, get ready, cause we are diving headfirst into the hottest stories hitting the scene. First up, we've got director Paul Thomas Anderson spilling the tea on his latest masterpiece, one battle after another. Anderson is revealing how he got the legendary Thomas Pynchon's blessing to radically adapt the novel Vineland, admitting he stole the parts that really resonated with him to craft this epic. This isn't just another adaptation, it's a whole new vision, and Anderson is giving us the inside scoop. Next, we're putting the spotlight on Hollywood's ultimate leading man, Leonardo DiCaprio. Puck's new study is diving deep, questioning if even DiCaprio, the last true prestige movie star, can still pull in those massive box office numbers. His new film, Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, is shaping up to be the ultimate stress test, and the industry is watching closely to see if Leo can still deliver. Hold up, is Daniel Day-Lewis coming out of retirement? We're talking about the legendary actor, who is reportedly stepping back into the spotlight not for a major film, but for his son's project, Anemone, hitting screens this October. This news comes as Paul Thomas Anderson's new movie is generating major buzz, and it's got us wondering what's next for this acting titan. And finally, we've got the early buzz on Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, with critics already calling it a bold drama and an Oscar frontrunner. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio as a washed-up revolutionary, this film is blending action, comedy, and political drama in a way that's got everyone talking. Could this be the next big awards season contender? We've got all the details you need to know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Paul Thomas Anderson's bold adaptation, How Vineland Became One Battle After Another. Paul Thomas Anderson is known for his unique cinematic visions, and his latest film, One Battle After Another, is no exception. While inspired by Thomas Pynchon's 1990 novel, Vineland, Anderson took a decidedly different approach than his previous adaptation, Inherent Vice. Instead of a direct translation, he sought Pynchon's blessing to steal the parts that really resonated with him, building a new narrative from the core themes and structures. Anderson revealed that the concept for this film has been brewing for 2 decades, evolving from an initial idea for an action car chase movie to a complex story about revolutionaries and the lingering impact of the past. He consciously decided to move away from a literal adaptation, blending elements from various inspirations to create a story that felt relevant for a new generation. The director shared that the adaptation process involved a long gestation period, with him returning to the project every few years. He described the genesis as a confluence of different sparks over many years, including a desire to make a desert action film and a story about a bounty hunter seeking redemption. The influence of Pynchon's Vineland was significant, particularly its premise of scattered revolutionaries and the haunting of the past. However, Anderson emphasized his departure from the meticulous adaptation of Inherent Vice, opting instead to cherry-pick resonant elements and weave them into a fresh narrative. The film's realization was also contingent on finding the perfect actress to play the pivotal role of Willa, a search that led Anderson to make Licorice Pizza. In the interim before Chase, Infiniti ultimately secured the part. Early reactions to One Battle After Another have been overwhelmingly positive, with critics praising its blend of intensity, humor, and social commentary. The film is being lauded for its bold reimagining of its source material and its timely exploration of complex themes. The audience is buzzing about Anderson's distinctive directorial style and his ability to craft original stories that captivate. This film is already making waves, but what does it mean for one of Hollywood's biggest stars? Get ready, because we're about to break down the box office challenge facing Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo DiCaprio's box office test. Can the last prestige star still deliver? Puck's recent study is raising a critical question in Hollywood. Can Leonardo DiCaprio, widely considered the last true prestige movie star, still command the box office dominance of his earlier career? His latest project, Paul Thomas Anderson's ambitious political satire, One Battle After Another, is poised to be the ultimate litmus test for his enduring star power. With a hefty budget and an R rating, the film's success hinges on DiCaprio's ability to draw audiences into theaters, a feat that has become increasingly challenging for adult dramas. DiCaprio is currently undertaking extensive publicity for the film, a notable effort given his notoriously press-averse nature. Warner Bros. Is clearly invested, having granted the film a significant release window following its premiere. However, early tracking suggests a modest opening, which would be concerning given the film's substantial investment. Puck's study, through Greenlight Analytics, highlights DiCaprio's continued high awareness and positive perception as a good actor, but also points to declining scores in trendy, appeal, and a segment of the audience considering him overrated, particularly among younger demographics. His deliberate avoidance of franchise films and social media presence, while maintaining his artistic integrity, may be limiting his reach in the current theatrical landscape. Compared to his peers, DiCaprio remains highly respected, but his raw theatrical pull lags behind broader stars like Dwayne Johnson. Recent box office performance of films like Killers of the Flower Moon and J. Edgar suggest a lower ceiling than previously assumed. Belloni's analysis concludes that while DiCaprio is a unicorn, capable of carrying prestige pictures, his box office ceiling has lowered. This raises questions about whether DiCaprio needs to adjust his strategy, perhaps balancing auteur projects with more mainstream fare to sustain his drawing power as he approaches his 50th birthday. The industry is watching closely to see if One Battle After Another can defy trends and prove that star power, even in a shifting market, can still drive theatrical success for original adult dramas. While Leo's box office might be under scrutiny, another legendary actor is making headlines for a surprising return. Get ready to hear about Daniel Day-Lewis's unexpected comeback. Daniel Day-Lewis's surprise return and the Movie Boy podcast deep dive. In a move that has sent ripples through the film community, legendary actor Daniel Day-Lewis is reportedly coming out of retirement for a project titled Anemone, set to be released this October. This news arrives at a particularly exciting time, with Paul Thomas Anderson's highly anticipated new film, One Battle After Another, also generating significant buzz. The podcast Movie Boy is capitalizing on this momentum, dedicating an episode to a solo deep dive on PTA's acclaimed film, There Will Be Blood, starring Daniel Day-Lewis, and connecting it to these current events. The podcast episode aims to explore the enduring impact of There Will Be Blood, while simultaneously acknowledging the broader context of Daniel Day-Lewis's potential return to the screen. The decision to focus on this particular film is topical not only because of Day-Lewis's rumored comeback, but also because of the imminent release of PTA's latest work. The hosts of Movie Boy are inviting listeners to share their thoughts and send in mailbag questions, fostering a community discussion around these significant developments in the film world. This convergence of news, Day-Lewis's potential return, and the release of a new PTA film has reignited interest in the actor's past work and sparked speculation about his future endeavors. The podcast serves as a platform for fans to engage with these topics, celebrating the artistry of Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Thomas Anderson. But the buzz doesn't stop there. We've got the first official reviews for Paul Thomas Anderson's new film, and they are calling it an Oscar contender. Get ready for the breakdown of One Battle After Another. One Battle After Another review. DiCaprio and Anderson deliver an Oscar-worthy drama. Paul Thomas Anderson's latest directorial effort, One Battle After Another, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, is already garnering significant critical acclaim, with early reviews positioning it as a strong contender for awards season. This bold drama masterfully blends elements of action, comedy, and political commentary, showcasing Anderson's unique storytelling prowess and DiCaprio's willingness to take on complex, against-type roles. The film centers on Bob Ferguson, portrayed by DiCaprio, a former revolutionary grappling with addiction and the ghosts of his past as he strives to protect his teenage daughter, Willa. Inspired partly by the laid-back, fumbling nature of Jeff Bridges' iconic character, the dude from The Big Lebowski, Bob is a flawed but relatable protagonist. The narrative is further enriched by Sean Penn's menacing portrayal of Colonel Lockjaw, an antagonist tied to a white supremacist group, and Teyana Taylor's impactful role as Bob's former resistance partner. Newcomer Chase Infiniti shines as Willa, providing an emotional anchor through her father-daughter relationship with Bob. Critics are highlighting the layered performances and Anderson's skillful direction, which navigates the film's genre-bending nature with confidence. The blend of radical politics, dark humor, and heartfelt family struggles creates a timely exploration of themes such as tribalism, fractured communication, and generational trauma. The film is being praised for subverting spy and action clichés while delivering a powerful narrative about a flawed man's fight to be a father. Industry analysts are predicting a dominant presence for one battle after another during awards season, with particular attention on DiCaprio's performance, which is being compared to his career-defining roles. For audiences, the film offers more than just entertainment. It provides a poignant reflection on humanity and the struggle for redemption. The blend of sharp wit and emotional depth ensures that One Battle After Another is set to be one of the most discussed films of the year. The movie officially opens in U.S. theaters on September 26, 2025. That's all the deep dives for today, but we'll be back with more hot takes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Alright fam, that's a wrap on today's drip feed. We covered Paul Thomas Anderson's radical adaptation of Vineland for One Battle After Another, dissected Leonardo DiCaprio's box office challenge, heard rumblings of Daniel Day-Lewis's return, and got the inside scoop on those rave reviews for PTA's new film. Don't miss out on any future drops. Smash that like button, subscribe to Drip Feed, ring the notification bell, and tell us your thoughts in the comments below. Plus, give us a follow on all our socials for even more exclusive content.